What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we have the nicest revolver I have ever shot. It is a Korth Ranger Revolver, and it is ridiculous in the nicest, most awesome way possible. And this is my third time trying this video because I'm sick and I'm a space cadet today. Anyway, see, there you go. Korth makes hand-fit, high-end revolvers over in Germany, and the Nighthawk Customs imports them into this country. And I think they're a nice complement to the high-end semi-auto pistols that Nighthawk makes in-house. The price range is from like $3 to $9K. This particular one's like $5, so they're not cheap. So two quick things before we get into them. I always like to say this when I review really high-end things. High-end stuff's not for everyone. I get it. It's okay. Not everyone is willing and able to drop this much money on a gun. Just like Rolexes or Lamborghinis or anything else high-end in the world is not for anyone. So sit back, relax, enjoy the gun. You don't need any silly comments. It'd be tough for me to drop $5 on a gun as well. Second, I'm not a revolver expert. I've done a lot of research, but it's very likely that I'm going to miss something important or say something wrong. So I'm going to apologize now. If I do, nicely drop it down in the comments. I'll pin it and we can all learn together. All right, what are we going to talk about first? Let's start with the grips. The grips are a very nice set of Turkish walnut grips. They look very aesthetically pleasing, like everything on this gun, I think. They feel good. They're shaped excellent. They fit my hands really well. If you have very, very baby hands, like little kid-sized hands, you may not love these grips, but I think any man or adult woman, most adult women will love these grips. Worst case, you can always swap them out if they're not your jam, but they are a good-looking set of grips. The frame on the gun has a black DLC finish, and that finish is very, very smooth. I don't see any imperfections on it. One side has the Korth logo engraved. The other side has the Nighthawk logo engraved. Obviously, the serial number and the usual things on there as well. The cylinder release is not on the frame. It's up near the hammer, and I haven't spent a lot of time with a revolver with the cylinder release up there, but I've grown to like it, and I prefer it up there. I find it a lot easier to release that cylinder when it's up near the hammer compared to on the frame. Speaking of the hammer is polished very nicely. It has some nice texturing on the back, and most important, it is very, very smooth. There's no grittiness, there's no hesitation. Again, exactly what we would expect from a higher end gun. That hammer is smooth, smooth, smooth. Speaking of smooth criminals, we have Natchez, the biggest supporter of the Tiberious Gift channel. What a good transition there. They don't have any beautiful Korth revolvers, but they do have a lot of deals on cool guy outdoor stuff. Link down below. Thank you to Natchez. Check them out. Again, they're always having really good deals. The second thing I want to call out is Neomag. I work for Neomag. That's my employer. This is my playtime. We make a lot of cool EDC accessories, and we sell an item called the Rask. It is a revolver ammunition strip concealment. You screw in your ammo strip into our little device, then our device will clip into your pocket. So this way you know exactly where your speed strip is in your pocket. It's not dangling in the bottom, mixed in with keys, covered with lint at the bottom, of the gremlin on the bottom of your pocket, whatever you got going on down there. It's in your pocket. So hopefully help you with a slightly faster reload. Not that reloads and revolvers are fast, but it will be faster if you can get right to that speed strip right away. So it's a cool product. Check it out. Now let's talk about the trigger. Just like the hammer, it is very, very smooth. Whether we're talking double action, oh man, single action is just silly. Like, there is nothing to it. I didn't see the weights posted anywhere, so I don't know the weight of the double action and the single action. Obviously, the double action is heavier and longer. That's just the nature of it. And the single action, if you pre-cock the hammer, is, oh my God, short. But again, the one thing I want to stress, it's very, very smooth. There's no grittiness, no hesitation. Exactly what you would expect from a higher end gun. Let's take that 10-second break so you can get up close and personal, test out the trigger, feel it, taste it, and you can make up your mind and see what you think about it. What did you think of the trigger? Again, very, very good double action, single action revolver trigger. All right, We talked about the cylinder release, but we didn't talk about the cylinders themselves. They have a couple cool features, including a cylinder release. If the cylinder's open and you push that button on the side, the cylinder comes right out. And you can not only swap out cylinders, but you can swap out calibers. We had a 9mm in there. Now we have a 357 in there. You can pew, pew, pew your 357, put your 9mm back in, and that is pretty cool. Both of them hold 6 rounds, neither 9 or 357. One cool thing about the 9mm is you don't need moon clips. The way they designed it, I don't know what they're called, but they have little things, little adapters built in there. Again, highest end revolver review here. But they have things built into it that holds the round in place, so you don't need moon clips. And one of my buddies noticed right away. The first time I was shooting this gun, I showed me loading it, shooting it, ejecting the rounds, and right away he said, whoa, that's 9mm with no moon clips? He knew. He picked up on it right away. So that's a pretty cool feature. The ejector itself has to be hand polished. It is the smoothest and nicest feeling ejector. There's something about shooting and ejecting the rounds around a revolver that's cool, but with this gun it just feels a little extra smooth. But moving on up to the barrel. The barrel is a 4-inch stainless steel barrel. Stainless steel barrels are pretty awesome. One, they have a lot more accuracy potential. I say potential because your skills and your ammo need to be up for it as well. And they're also very corrosion resistant. Now with the 4-inch barrel, I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make as far as the accuracy, but the corrosion resistant will definitely be there. They're cold hammer forged, so they're, again, the highest of quality. And I also want to point out the shroud that goes around the barrel. I think it just makes a very aesthetically pleasing, very aggressive, kind of manly looking gun. On top, if you didn't notice, you also have a rail on top. So if you want to add some sort of optic, like we have a little Trijicon RMR that I shot on here a little bit, you can add an optic. So it's really bringing modern features to a classic revolver design. And then on the bottom, you have another rail. So if you want to add a light laser doohickey, whatever you want, you can do so now. I was very surprised. I shot this gun the majority of the time without the optic. I shot probably 100 rounds with the optic, and I'm a big component advocate. Every gun should have a red dot on it. But for some reason, I don't know if it was a subconscious thing, like this is a revolver, it shouldn't have a red dot on it. Either way, I shot it the majority of the time with the iron sights. Speaking of those iron sights, like everything else on the gun, they're very nice. You have some serrations on the front and rear to cut down on glare. The front sight is a 24 karat gold bead front sight, of course, because that's what we all need on our revolvers. The front sight also has a shroud around it to protect it a little more. The rear sight is adjustable if you need to make some adjustments, so the sights are solid. Again, if you didn't notice this, on the front of the gun there's also a compensator. The compensator is removable, but it does make a pretty significant difference in reducing the felt recoil. Why I'm talking about that, here's the dimensions and the weight. I pull this up now because it's a big gun, it's a heavy gun, has a great trigger, has a compensator. So yeah, it shoots extremely nice, extremely soft. If you can't get hits with this gun, especially in single action, then just give up and stop shooting. You're just, yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about the testing. This should be pretty quick. I shot around 400 rounds of 9mm. Most of the shooting I did was 9mm because I have a lot of 9mm ammo. I've only shot about 100 rounds of 357 because I just don't have a lot of 357 Magnum ammo laying around. Most of the shooting I did was just plinking, playing around, having fun, hitting steel. I did not do any serious drills at all. That's a lot of loading. 400 or 500 rounds is at 6 at a time. That's a lot, but there's something therapeutic and fun about shooting those 6 rounds, ejecting them. I find it fun, loading one at a time. I don't know. As someone who's not a big wheel gun guy, it was just fun to do. I don't have a holster for the beast like this, unfortunately. I wanted to carry this thing for a week or two, but I don't have a holster, so I couldn't. You know, I was down in Texas for a week, and that would have been a perfect opportunity to carry this thing outside the waistband for a few days, but yeah, I don't have a chest rig or an outside the waistband that will fit this, unfortunately. Anyway, no issues, no problems, no malfunctions. Again, it is a beautiful shooter. It's a beautiful gun. It feels good. It looks good. I had no problems whatsoever. The biggest pro for me is going to be that I think the price is justified. Again, I don't mind spending a little bit more for something that's a little bit nicer, but it better be worth the money. And I do think this price is justified if you have the disposable income. That's the key. If you don't have this disposable income, there's less expensive revolvers that will easily get the job done. But if you have it and you want something really nice, I think this is worth every single dime. What else did I have here? I love that you don't need moon clips with 9mm, the interchangeable cylinders, and how easy it is to swap them out. I'm just going to go through every feature. Optic, light rail, the grips, the trigger's great. Everything is smooth, the fit and finish, everything is exactly what we would expect and want from a high-end gun, and that's why I think it's justified. The price is justified. Cons, the only con, I have one big con on this gun, and Korth and Nighthawk, listen up closely. My big con is I have to give it back to Nighthawk. This is just a loaner from them, which was nice of them, thank you, but I have to give it back to them now, and I really don't want to, because I actually don't own a revolver, believe it or not, and this is a damn nice one. I'm kind of spoiled now. Overall, if you, again, it's a beautiful gun. If you have the disposable income, get it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's beautiful. Just do me a favor, get a chest rig, get a nice leather outside the waistband holster, wear it every day, show it off, make the girls at the range go, ooh, that's a nice gun, and just flaunt it if you got it. All right. Once again, let me thank Nighthawk. Very, very nice of them to support this small but growing channel. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you very much to them. Nicest, the biggest supporter of this channel. Thank you to them. Neomag has that cool guy. If you're a wheel guy, you need a Rask from Neomag. The links to all, not to Nighthawk, but the links to Nicest and Neomag are down you know where if you want to check them out. Most important, thank you guys for watching. It is truly appreciated. Shockingly, still, over 92% of you aren't subscribed to this channel. So if you like me, you like the video, you want to hook a brother up, click that subscribe button. Maybe hit that like button when you're down there as well. It doesn't hurt. Helps me out. I appreciate it. Santa says he loves Korth revolvers. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!